What's going on, everyone? So a big part of our season this year, particularly off the bench, is going to be Max Christie and Dalton Knecht and the production that they can provide. They are two of the few guys we have on the bench that can, one, put the ball in the hoop, two, shoot with some consistency. Max Christie, he is the last 2 years 40% on catch and shoot threes. Now, very small volume, very small usage. Is he a guy that can, on higher usage, higher volume, can he, not even say 40%, but like be 37, 38%, at least respectable enough, and plus his defense. And then Dalton Knecht, he's a guy that, we don't have a sample size as far as like actual NBA games. I know preseason, summer league, talking about like real, hey, like this counts towards wins and losses. What can he do consistently on a nightly basis? We know on any given night, this guy can just get hot, shoot the lights out, and really have an impact. But can he night in and night out provide contributions? And what else can he do besides putting the ball in the hoop? Can he defend? Right? Can he help with rebounding? Can he make plays not only for himself but for others? Right? Because that's going to be the way that these guys are going to stay on the court. And we're going to need them, right? Especially in this type of offense. It's really kind of catered to two guys like Dalton Knecht as well as Max Christie. And you look at their first game of the season. Now, obviously, don't want to overreact or underreact either way. But Dalton Knecht, 16 minutes of action, 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, a steal, 1 turnover, and 1 foul. Finished a +7. And then you move over to Max Christie in 11 minutes of action. He put up 2 points, 2 rebounds, was 0 of 3 from the field. His 2 points came via free throws, in which he was 2 of 2. And he had 5 personal fouls and was a -5 in 11 minutes of action. It's not great, right? It's not really what you want to see as far as getting in foul trouble. In his defense, Zach Edey in 15 minutes fouled out for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's expected to be Rookie of the Year this year. So big things to kind of keep on first game of the season. But starting with Dalton Knecht, right? His size, his athleticism, his ability to put the ball in the hoop really makes him a valuable piece. As far as like the minutes and stuff, I don't know, and this is something that I've talked about, how many minutes he'll consistently get on a nightly basis, at least as of right now. Now, obviously, if a trade ends up happening and now you have more open space for like a rotation spot at the 2 through 3, then I can see Dalton Knecht really getting some minutes. I think, 15 to 18 minute range is probably what he's going to get on a regular basis. So that's going to be up to him, as well as I hope the coaching staff, to really kind of maximize him in the minutes on the court that he gets. Obviously, if he's just, torching folks in 15, 18 minutes, then maybe it warrants more minutes. And you end up putting him in a position where he has to get more minutes. It's just like, man, he's too good not to. But also early on in the season, and I've talked about this before, you want to give him time to learn the pacing, kind of the physicality, right? Like, get his feet wet. Even last year with, like, Victor Wembanyama, for example. Early on in the season, Pop was only playing him, like, 19 minutes. And it's like, why is this happening, right? Like, this guy is unbelievable. But it's because you're trying to let him get kind of acclimated to the NBA. You don't want to just put too much of a workload on him right out the gate. And then you saw as the season progressed, Victor Wembanyama goes from like 19 minutes to like 25 minutes to like 30 minutes. And then he's playing overtime and all that stuff and playing 40 plus minutes a game, right? I could see maybe something similar happening with Dalton Knecht, where you kind of wean him in, let him kind of get comfortable, let him get acclimated to the league. And then as the season progresses, you start progressing his minutes, especially if it's warranted, right? Now, I would like to see, and I'm not saying you have to run your offense through him when he's on the basketball court, but I would like to see a little more just play calling for him, some design plays to maybe get him some open looks, kind of start building his confidence. He's one of the few guys that we have that I genuinely believe can be a volume, consistent knockdown 3 guy, and just a consistent bucket getter for the Lakers. Now, obviously, D'Angelo Russell's a guy who shot poorly, but everyone kind of shot poorly. But he's a guy that we've seen on high volume, can knock it down with some efficiency, and I'm hoping that Dalton Knecht can do that. Now, I'm not expecting him to do like what D'Lo did, where it was like 41% from three-point range, but can Dalton Knecht, night in and night out, give you, again, 37, 38% coming in as a rookie? That'd be fantastic on, if he's getting like 6 threes a game or something. Which, in 16 minutes, he got 3 threes, and that was just within the flow of the game. That wasn't even, like, design plays. I'd like to kind of see you actually run some designed actions for him to maybe get him some quality open looks that maybe he can knock down, a 3 or something like that on occasion. But just provide some more offensive firepower off the bench. Again, this was a rough game shooting-wise. Offensively, Our offense, I thought, was flowing very nicely. I thought we were getting and generating very good looks. Just weren't really able to knock them down. So not too much. Again, it's the first game. I don't want to overreact or underreact. Glad we got the W. This team definitely looks like a different team. But, as the season progresses, can we kind of get Dalton Knecht and some more action, particularly even athletically, right? Like getting him going towards the basket, in which we're, doing some dump passes or something, or, running some pick and pop, pick and roll action with him as like the screen man, right? I think he's a guy that you can really maximize and utilize. But next up, Max Christie, right? Now, again, rough game for Max Christie. 11 minutes, you nearly foul out. It's not great. Couple of those fouls were kind of, a little silly, in my opinion. But hey, it's what he's not going to get the whistle. He's not going to get the benefit of the doubt because he's so young, because he doesn't have the miles logged, so to speak, right? He's going to have to kind of earn that. But I do like his intensity. I do like him, particularly for the defense side, obviously. But he's got to be able to knock down threes with consistency. Right, going 0-3, you might not get more than 3 attempts per game, and you got to at least give me 1, if not 2, of those threes on most nights, right? Obviously, again, how many field goal attempts does he get? Also, if he's not in foul trouble, how much does he play? I would imagine he plays more than 11 minutes had he not gotten into foul trouble. So, like, let's say he's kind of similar to Dalton Knecht. Say he's getting 15 to 18 minutes a game throughout the flow of the game. If he can get a handful, let's say 5 attempts, you gotta be knocking down at least 2, right? That'd give you 40%. Playing some hard-nosed defense, helping with the rebounding. In the 11 minutes, he did get 2 rebounds. I do like to see that, him crashing the glass. Also, not just beyond the rebounds, he had another like 2 or 3 plays in which he just kept balls alive. One of which he was able to tip back out. So I do like that. The activeness of Max Christie, that's where he's really going to earn his minutes. It's where he's going to really thrive and get his opportunity, is if he can show, hey, on a nightly basis, I can come in, I can step in, I can defend the best player on the other team, as well as knock down the occasional 3, and then also help with rebounding, doing other things, right? Can he be the kind of swing man we need him to be? Create a little bit for himself, create a little bit for others. If he can do those things, then I do think that he's going to have some consistent minutes. But like I said, between Dalton Knecht and Max Christie, we need at least, 20, to ideally 25 a night between these two off the bench, right? Like I said, I'm not going to freak out over the first game, right? But as they both start to get comfortable, because you got to keep in mind, I mean, I know Max Christie, year 3, but this is really his first year, right? Him and Dalton Knecht are essentially rookies in the sense of like playing time, opportunity, role, what is expected of them. Yes, again, Max Christie, he's had nights where he's even started for the Lakers in the past. But again, his role was very limited. His opportunity was very limited, right? What can he do in a more expanded role? Can he provide what the Lakers need on a regular basis? That's the key for these two guys. It's not so much like, again, Max Christie, I could see, just getting hot and going 5 of 5 from 3, or, go 6 of 8 from 3 or something like that. And he get you, 18 points or 20 points. I could see that. Same thing with Dalton Knecht. I could see him just getting hot. We've seen it with Dalton Knecht on several occasions, right? Where he just, once he starts seeing the ball go through the hoop, that's it. But what do you do regularly, right? If out of 10 games, 2 of them, hey, Knecht's giving you 18 in 20% of the games. Like, that's fine, but 20% you fail. That's an F, right? Like, if the other 8 games he's giving you like 4, and he's not consistent. And I'm not saying that that'll be the case for him or even Max Christie. I don't know yet because we haven't gotten enough games and sample sizes. But I'm saying it's going to be more about consistency, right? Like, for example, night in and night out, Knecht's going to get you 8. Or Christie's going to get you 8. And then have the occasional, right? So again, say out of 10 games, in 7 of those games, they're going to give you 8 a night. One of those games probably be a dud. It happens to everybody, right? And then 2 of those games, they might explode and go off for 15 or 18, right? That is where I think that they'll get consistent minutes. They'll get consistent roles. They'll get consistent opportunity. And then also defensively, right? Are you playing defense? Are you rebounding? Can Knecht stay in front of guys at an NBA level? Right? Like, those are the things that will either make or break their season this year. But I do have a lot of belief. I do have a lot of faith in these two. I don't want to really judge them until we get about 20 to 25 games in. Once we get into about a quarter of the season, then I think you'll really know who these guys are. That's when I think you'll really know kind of their progress. And that doesn't mean that they can't, take off even further. It doesn't mean that they're not going to get better as the season progresses. But once you get like 20 or so games in, then you have a kind of understanding of like, okay, if 20 games in, they're both kind of still inconsistent. They're both still kind of having their struggles at times. They're both, like Max Christie still getting kind of into foul trouble. Dalton Knecht, is kind of hot and cold. Like, then you kind of know, okay, that's what you're getting from these two more likely than not. Obviously, if things change, great, we'll see. But 20 games in, I think you'll be able to give a fair assessment, a fair evaluation for these two. But I am incredibly excited to see what these two provide to the roster this year. Because again, I mean, once Christian Wood gets back, I think that'll help a lot because Christian Wood is proven and a guy that can give you 17 off the bench on a nightly basis, right? So I think that will take pressure off of guys like Max Christie, like Dalton Knecht, where right now you're kind of looking for them to be all of your offense off the bench. So we'll see if they can continue to handle that and if they'll be able to consistently provide what we need. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that these two are really going to be impact guys? Do you think only one of them will be impact guys? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.